What's going on, everyone? My name is G-String, and today we are going to be doing another Pokemon challenge video. Now, in my last video, we ended up beating Pokemon Fire Red in less than 10 minutes. Well, a little bit exaggerated, but we still ended up having a pretty good run in that game. And today we are going to be playing Pokemon HeartGold and seeing if we can beat it with a single Marcargo. Now, we are going to be starting off with Slugma, obviously, and I've actually never used this Pokemon, so this will be a very interesting challenge, see how it goes. Trying new Pokemon, obviously. So with the base stats, really good defense, okay special attack and defense, awful speed and HP. That's what I'm really looking at, thinking that it's going to be a big hindrance in this challenge, but let's see how it goes. We're going to look at some of the moves here. Got a lot of really good special attacking moves like Ancient Power, Flamethrower, and Earth Power, so at least we have some good move selections to choose from. Hopefully that doesn't hinder us and actually balances out this challenge. So, rules: can only use Marcargo in battle, no items in battle to heal, and no held items to boost stats. Hopefully this challenge isn't as tough as I think it's going to be. Let's get right into it. So, we start off by naming ourselves G-String. Apparently, every challenge I do ends up taking me longer to type out my name. I don't know why. I guess I just get more unable to do this as time goes on, but we get right into it. We go to Professor Elm's laboratory, and we pick ourselves up a Slugma, which we appropriately name Sugma. Now, I could have gone with Ligma. I could have also gone with Sugondese, but I just thought Sugma just was really appropriate for the Pokemon that we were going to be using. So right off the bat, we got a rival battle with this anime Ed Sheeran guy over here. He's got Totodile. The only move we have to use currently is Smog, and it has, I think, 50 or 70% accuracy, somewhere between there, and it's an awful move. But by the grace of God and our Flame Body, we were able to burn this Totodile. He uses Leer when we have 2 HP left, and the burn ends up taking it out. So we get incredibly lucky, but before we can do absolutely anything, we have to go name him first. And I obviously did not have a very creative name to name him. I wanted to name him, Simp or Karen, something like that, but I ended up naming him Ginger. Right there you saw we just got the move Ember, so now we actually have some real moves that we can use. We also ended up learning Rock Throw somewhere along the way up this Bellsprout Tower, but we're going to be battling this old man real quick, taking him out, his Hoot Hoot and his 2 Bellsprouts, which gives us some decent levels before we end up going into the next gym. I really didn't know how this first gym battle was going to go. I thought it was going to be relatively manageable, but as you can probably see what's about to happen in the sound of my voice, it did not go as well as I previously anticipated. So we try and put this Pidgey to sleep. We give it a good yawn. We end up being able to 2-shot it with Ember after putting it to sleep, and we move on to this Pidgeotto. This Pidgeotto was a little bit more difficult than I thought because our Rock Throw really wasn't doing a whole lot considering we have very poor physical attacking damage. So we get knocked out once, so we get knocked out again. I'm not gonna lie, we had to battle him 3 times to get the run that we really wanted to get. So on this third run, we were able to take out Pidgey. We were at level 14 at this point, so we did end up, getting up one more level before battling him, and thank goodness he gets burned. Take out the Pidgey with taking very minimal damage. I try to hit it with a Rock Throw, seeing how much damage it'll do. Doesn't do that much, so we go for the Yawn here. It goes for the Roost, doesn't really do a whole lot considering it has full health. And we get brought down to 5 health, but at that point it gets put to sleep, so we just have to use a couple Rock Throws and finish it off with an Ember. And we will have the first gym badge from Falconer. So already off to a kind of slow start, not really going as well as I really wanted it to go, but hey, that's kind of how these runs go sometimes. So we gotta go take out Team Rocket. We kick him out of the well where they've been keeping all those Slowpoke tails and all that, and the old man thanks us for doing such a great job. But after that, we move on to the second gym, which is Bugsy. He has a all bug team, which, considering we're a fire type Pokemon, this really isn't a huge difficulty right here. We end up taking out a Scyther with the burn. Those burns, that Flame Body ability is quite helpful a lot of the time, so that's one thing I really like about how using this Slugma right here, is that if you use any physical moves, it usually takes them out pretty quickly. So we sweep the rest of her team. Metapod and Kakuna don't really have a whole lot they can do against us, and we get the second badge. Now we got another rival fight with Ginger, and I thought I was going to do okay. We end up taking out this Ghastly with 2 Embers, but this Cronkinaw was a problem. Because it's faster than us, and it knows Water Gun, we had to grind a little bit more. So we had to grind up in the Here we fight this trainer, but we had to go out in the grass, fight some Rattatas and some Zubats to get up a couple levels. We end up getting to level 25, I believe, when we go and battle Ginger again. We end up taking out the Ghastly pretty easily. One-shot it, no problem. Again, we're coming up to Cronkinaw again, thinking that I was going to be able to take it out, but it lowers our speed, and at this point, we can't really do a whole lot of phases with the water gun, considering it's 4 times effective, and he ends up holding on to a sliver and taking us out. But on this third run, at level 27, after grinding just a little bit more, we were finally able to take out the Cronkinaw. Now, although it does lower our speed again and hits us with the water gun, it doesn't actually do that much damage this time, and we eventually get it to go to sleep, and this time we do end up taking it out. And after we take out that Cronkinaw, we end up just being able to take out the Zubat, no problem. Even though we had 7 health, we used Recover a couple times, and we hit it with an Ember, and we take it out. So I'm thinking that this Cronkinaw is probably going to be a big problem, along with the Feraligatr he's going to have, but I guess we're going to see now. We move on to Whitney, and as everyone knows, Whitney has that one famous Miltank, Satan herself. And I'm telling you, that was no different with me. This Pokemon, this Miltank right here, took me out so many times. I think he probably took me out 9, 10, 12 times easily. I had no idea what to do, so I just had to go and keep grinding a little bit more. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to beat it at this level, so I had to go out there into the grass and take out some Pokemon. I thought maybe, honestly, that I would actually have to get to level 38. I genuinely did not think that Slugma was going to be able to take out her Pokemon. I was very hesitant to even go back with just Slugma in there, but after we ended up grinding a little bit more, taking out these Drowsies and all that, we are going to be going back to the gym. This video ends up having a lot more montages of me taking out stuff, considering I had to grind so much in this episode. I was not having a good time. I had to grind more than my first and second episode probably combined. Honestly, I mean, Slugma is just not a very good Pokemon to start off with, especially because of the speed and the attack disadvantages. So we get up to level 34. We did take out the Clefairy, no problem, but we got to battle this Miltank. So I was just hoping that I could hit it with enough moves to take it out, and I realized that basically having Yawn in there is good, but it's not going to be able to do a whole lot, but it ended up working out pretty well this time. We put it to sleep enough so that it would stay there, and we take out the Miltank, God bless. And of course she cries like a baby, like all the other tears of all the sad people that she smacked with her Miltank, but eventually Whitney does give us the 3rd gym badge, and we move on to this Team Rocket member, which is harassing the lady who likes to dance around us. We take it out with no problem. And after that, we move on to the Burned Tower, where we have another rival battle with Ginger. This time we are a lot better positioned considering our level. We're at level 35, and a lot of his Pokemon are still in the 20s. So I ended up putting this Cronkinaw to sleep. I get hit in confusion a couple times, but Ancient Power is able to whittle it down with 2 hits, and Ember takes it out at the very end. And the Zubat, Ancient Power is super effective after that we recover a couple times, and we use Ancient Power, end up taking it out, no problem. And this Magnemite comes in, and we use Ember after this Ancient Power, and we take out the Magnemite. So that's the 3rd rival battle done. We go down there and we look at the Suicune. This man tells us that we're super special and all that, but we don't really care right now because we got to go battle Morty. Good old Morty. Now, he has a ghost team, I believe. I genuinely didn't think that Gengar was going to be a huge problem, but I was wrong. That Gengar was hitting me like a tank. That Shadow Ball was taking out easily 70 to 80% of my health every single time I was battling him, and I just knew that at level 36 I was not going to be able to take him out, so I had to go out and grind a little bit more. We end up getting the fully evolutionized Slugma to the Marcargo, and this time around when we battled it, because we got the stat boost from leveling up, it was pretty easy. We take out the Ghastly with a single Ember. We try to put it to sleep with the Yawn, but we ended up doing pretty good damage with Ember, so we use an Ancient Power to take out the Gengar. He sends in Haunter, and at this point, because I know that most of his Pokemon don't have very good special defense, I can just use Lava Plume and take out the rest of his Haunters. which is exactly what we do, considering that we are incredibly overloaded at this point. And we beat Morty and get the 4th gym badge. Now, we gotta go on a little side mission right here. We had to go to the Lake of Rage and go follow Lance, the Elite 4 champion and the League champion at this point. And we gotta battle the fake Giovanni here. We do a double battle with Lance again. We end up actually carrying his Dragonite the whole time, ironically enough. And we take out the Team Rocket team in their basement and shut down their organization. Now we go on to the 5th gym, which is Chuck. He's got an ice team. Again, ice team, something we're actually pretty good against. So we actually do pretty well against this gym. We just use Lava Plume a couple times. Also, considering that we're at a pretty high level. I mean, we're level 44 in this game, and we're only through the 5th gym. And a lot of the people we're coming up against only have Pokemon in the 30s, I believe. I mean, we're even higher level than Lance, obviously, at this point in the game. So, this Dugong gets put to sleep. He heals back a little bit. We use Ancient Power a couple times, which is super effective. And we take out his Dugong and get the 5th gym badge. Now, I must have done stuff out of order because I had to go all the way back to the other side of the map to battle 2 more gym leaders. So, we got to battle Jasmine right here. She has a Steel-type team. Again, fire super effective against most or all of her team, so we just use Lava Plume and just take out every single one of her Pokemon, which was very refreshing considering that a lot of these gym leaders I've had to grind for at least 30 to an hour every single time we've battled them, but that was really nice to get that one easily out of the way. And this one ends up actually being Chuck, my bad. This is Chuck right here. He is the fighting type gym leader. And we battle him. He's actually not that bad. This Poliwrath was a little bit of an issue. I was really concerned, but he ends up missing, and we get that speed boost with Ancient Power, and that's all it takes. So we get a nice recover right there because we got the speed boost, and it's also asleep, and we end up taking it out after recovering a little bit. We hit it with a couple Ancient Powers, and we take out the Poliwrath. God bless that we had that stat boost, or else we would have not defeated this gym. So with that out of the way, we now have, I believe, 7 gym badges, so we're almost pretty much done with this whole thing. We have this little quick battle with the man that called us the special trainer. His team isn't really that good. He's got some okay Pokemon, but we end up taking it out. We have a lot of pretty good moves, and we're pretty high level at this point. I'm very happy that Sugma actually has special attacking moves, because if we had physical attacking moves, we wouldn't be able to do anything, and we would probably be level 60 at this point in the game. So we go for a little cosplay. We go to the Team Rocket hideout in the radio tower. We got to go battle the first leader of Team Rocket. We end up beating him, no problem. But we end up getting the basement key from him, which means we have another rival battle with Ginger. His team hasn't really changed a whole lot. He's got a couple Pokemon that have leveled up and evolved since then. But again, we're almost level 50 at this point. Nothing that he has is really going to phase us. Even for Alligator right here, we almost one-shot it with an Ancient Power, and our defense is actually doing pretty good because he hits us with 1 water move, and it doesn't actually do that much, even though we are 4 times weak to it. We take out this Haunter. We're at level 50 right now, which is incredible considering the point in the game that we are at. And we end up taking out the rest of his team. Take out that Sneasel with a Lava Plume. So after we take him out, we have to go to the leader of Team Rocket, Archer. And again, ironically enough, not really a big problem right here. He's got a Houndour, a Houndoom, and 1 more Pokemon. We end up taking out the Houndour with an Ancient Power, I believe. He whittled us down. I actually didn't even heal going into this battle, which was really stupid on my part. But we used a couple of recovers. We take out this Houndoom right here, and we take out his Coughing with a Lava Plume. And that is the Team Rocket battles for the game. So after this, we don't have any more battles with Team Rocket. We've defeated them, but unfortunately, we now have to battle Claire. And when I say I got stuck on Claire, I got stuck on her for so long. This is the first attempt that I had, and I got to this Kingdra, and this Kingdra just kept taking me out. So we had to go grind for a little bit. Obviously, again, we just spent some more time grinding. I think this one I grinded for about an hour and a half, getting up to, I think, level 60 or in the 60s when I went and battled her again. At this point in the game, I genuinely did not know what level I had to be to defeat Claire. Actually, we're level 56, but still that Kingdra is just too fast. Its special attack is just too good, and this Hydro Pump was just killing us right here. I mean, even level 60, I even got to miss a Hydro Pump, and Ancient Power didn't even do half of its health. So basically, to beat at this level, it would have to miss 3 hydro pumps in order for us to beat it. So we get to level 66. I tried to do a little bit of some move alteration right here, but we couldn't even get past Gyarados at that point. Eventually, we train up to level 70, which is ridiculous because her Pokemon are only level 30. In order to beat this gym, we also had to do some more move changes. We had to teach, I believe, Earth Power and Ancient Power to him, and have Recover in there, but we were finally able to defeat this Kingdra because we had a tract, and it just so happened to be a female Kingdra. And because Dragonair was also a female, we were able to use a tract on it. It was immobilized by the love. And while whittling it down once, we got a critical hit and took out the first Dragonair, and Claire's second Dragonair comes in. Dragon Pulse doesn't do a whole lot of damage to us. Even though we got the critical hit on us, we end up using a Recover. And we use an Earth Power and get it down to a sliver of health before she uses a full restore to heal. But I'm telling you, man, can't hate on the love, because that love was keeping that Dragonair from taking us out, and we get the final gym badge. Well, not actually yet. She has to go cry and ask the Dragon Master to give us the final gym badge, which we get from Claire, which means we can finally move on to the Elite Four. But before that, we have to watch some kimono girls dance around a golden pole on top of a building. We watch Ho-Oh fly in here, a legendary bird, and we end up actually catching it. I didn't really know what to do. I just figured might as well catch it, but we don't actually use them, so we just throw them right in the box after this. Anyway, we move on right down to the last thing before we get on to the ultimate challenge. We move on to Victory Road right here, and we gotta battle Ginger again for the last time. We take out his Sneasel pretty easily. Take out his Feraligatr with a couple of moves. And we take it out with that Ancient Power after it gets burned. Now, he sends in Haunter right here. And Haunter obviously has really weak special defense, but we end up using Flamethrower and taking it out. And the rest of his team, I mean, even this Kadabra, I know that most of his Pokemon don't have good special defense. They're just really good attacking Pokemon. So, fortunately, we've actually had a pretty good run with the rival battle. I didn't think that was going to be the case, considering that Feraligatr I thought was going to be a problem, considering I was thinking it was going to be faster than us, but I guess when you're level 72, you don't really have to worry about that. So this is the final moveset and stats of us going into the Elite Four. We are at level 72 at this point, and we are going to get it started. So we start off by battling the first Elite Four member, which is Will. He has an all-psychic type team. Those Zoutus aren't really a big problem. This Slow right here kind of worried me. I ended up just using a couple Ancient Powers, getting it down to a little bit of health. He uses a full restore, but I kept using Ancient Powers. Trying to use Attract, which at one point in this game, I forgot that Attract only works on female Pokemon. But because it's immobilized by love, we were able to recover a couple times, hoping that it wouldn't hit us. But we use Flamethrower eventually, get it down to red health, and we eventually take it out with a second Flamethrower. So Jinx comes in and uses Psychic on us, doesn't actually do a whole lot of damage, but we one-shot it with a Flamethrower. Executor comes in, we hit it with a Flamethrower, take it out pretty easily. And Zoutu comes in again, his last Pokemon. Hits us with a Psychic, we hold on, and we take it out in one shot. And that is the first Elite Four member, Will. Moving on to Koga, he is the second Elite Four member. He is, I believe, a Bug-type Elite Four member. He has Ariados first. He's either Bug-type or he's Dark, I don't really remember. He's also got this Fortress, we take it out, no problem. Obviously, Flamethrower was a really big help here. I believe he is a Bug-type Elite Four member, so we basically just one-shot everything except for this Muck. Oh, actually, I believe he's a Poison-type Gym Leader. Not Gym Leader, Elite Four member. So we end up just using a couple Flamethrowers on this Muck and taking it out. And we move on to his final Pokemon, which is a Crobat. And I believe we recover a little bit, get our health back up, and we use an Ancient Power and take it out, no problem. Being level 73 is a really big help because a lot of the Pokemon would outspeed us at any lower levels, but at this point, we have some pretty good leveling up on our side. I'm just really worried about the final battle against Lance, considering he has Gyarados. That was what I was really worried about going into this. But we go against Bruno. Unfortunately, Hitmonlee takes us out the first time. We battle him again. This Machamp right here. His high jump kick and his cross chop. I believe cross chop took us out a couple times. I mean, his with that critical hit right there. And that was just happening all over the place. I think he did that to us 3 or 4 times, taking us out with a cross chop. But we end up eventually taking him out at one run with a flamethrower. And we move on to Hitmonchan, and we end up taking it out pretty easily with a flamethrower. Hits us with Thunder Punch, doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And it gets down to a Sliver and gets taken out by the burn. So that is the third Elite member, Bruno, right there. Again, we're having a pretty good run throughout the entire Elite Four, only having to really battle Bruno a couple times. Move on to Karen, obviously. You know, Karen, we know how they are. They are these days, so we're looking to take out Karen here. She has a Gengar. I was a little bit worried about it, but we end up outspeeding it, hitting with a flamethrower, considering even though Gengar is pretty fast. We move on and take out the Vileplume with the flamethrower. Houndoom comes in. We hit it with Ancient Power after snapping out of Confusion, taking it out because it is super effective. And Magcargo comes in, hits us with a Feint Attack, but we take it out with an Ancient Power. So that is the 4 Elite members done with. And we go and move on to Lance now. Like I said, that Gyarados was my biggest worry going into this battle. I did not know what Gyarados was going to be able to do to us. Didn't know if it was going to outspeed us. And that waterfall just, it hit us so hard. I mean, look at that. We got critical hit on the first attempt right there. No problem. I mean, it just I could not do anything against that waterfall. It was doing way too much damage to us. I mean, right here, we got a critical hit on this Gyarados on this run, and then we had Aerodactyl to go up against, and it's just way too fast. We were not at the correct level. We had to go out, we had to go back and grind a little bit more. Back to Victory Road to go get some levels up. So this time around, after we grind for a little bit, we end up battling him for the last time. We're at level 81 right now. It took a long time to grind up to level 81, but I figured it had to be at least level 80 to get to this point. We had to go through the Elite Four again, so we got a couple levels on the way up. We get to the Aerodactyl. We end up taking it out, thankfully, after holding on with an Ancient Power. We get hit by an Outrage by Dragonite, but we get a pretty good hit on it. It has a Citrus Berry, though. It hits us with Outrage. We barely hold on with 7 health left. We use Recover a couple times, get our health all the way back up. It has just a Sliver, but unfortunately, Lance uses a full Restore. So we have to use a Flamethrower this time because we only have 2 PP left of Ancient Power. We get a critical hit with Flamethrower. We get brought down to 3 health, use another Recover. Brings us down to 31. We use Recover again, and it ends up taking itself out with a Burn. Recover was a humongous move in this, and look at that. We obviously get the stat boost right there by using Ancient Power. So once we get the stat boost, this is basically over. He can't do anything against us once we get the stat boost. And it hits us with a couple Dragon Rushes, but we take it out with a Flamethrower. Level up to 82, and last but not least is Charizard, which God bless we have a rock move because that is 4 times effective right there, and we take out Charizard. And that is the final battle against Lance. This was an absolutely dreadfully long run. Probably as long, if not longer, than the first challenge I did, trying to beat the game with the most hated Pokemon team. But thankfully, we were able to beat this run in a decently effective manner. It took me a little bit longer than I really anticipated, but I've never used Marcargo, so I was very glad to use a different Pokemon for once. And as we can see here, we get put into the Hall of Fame, and there we go. Sugma, level 82, G-String, obviously our starter. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the Hall of Fame. We are the champions of the Johto region. And you might think, oh, you know, G-String, he doesn't battle the real champion. However, I did, for the sake of my viewers, I did go and battle a certain special trainer in this game that is very powerful. That is Red. Yes, I did complete the second half of this game so I could battle Red. So at this point, we're level 88, and I didn't know if I could actually beat Red. I ended up taking out his Pikachu at the beginning. He full restores after this. We end up taking it down to a sliver of health, and it dies by the hail. But unfortunately, no matter what I could do, I could not take out the Slappers. I trained some more, got to level 92. It was still taking me out. I got to level 100. Used Rock Polish, which boosts my speed by 2 stages, and I just couldn't take out Lapras, unfortunately. So I'm sorry to let you guys down, but I could not beat Red. This is the end of the video, guys. I'm so glad that you guys were able to watch this run with me. I had a lot of fun making it. While unfortunately we couldn't beat Red, still a really fun video. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Peace.